Welcome back to Man Across New Horizons. I'm Dear Darling. As we see what's going on our lovely island of Fawnhollow today, where we're just going to vibe out doing, I don't know, whatever. You might be like, oh, how was the Christmas Carol service or whatever yesterday? It was pretty nice, to be honest. You might be like, oh, was Carol of the Bells on? No, Carol of the Bells, unfortunately, was not one of the carols. It's very a shame, because, I've discussed it before. Carol of the Bells is I don't know why it's my favourite Christmas carol. Something about it is intensely satisfying to listen to. Something about the numerous harmonies, I suppose, which go on. Which I suppose kind of happens in every Christmas carol now I think about it, but still. So, a great sense of unity is very appealing to me, I suppose. Hello, everyone. Right now in Fawnhallow, it's 3:28 p.m. on Monday, December 20th, 2021. Oh, someone... okay, so we got Gulliver, waiting on... Not awaiting, but, I mean, yes, technically waiting on an item. Whether we'll help him or not, probably, because we're just sort of vibing out. But yeah, apart from that, I don't really have much to talk about. You know what happened this morning, which, I actually completely forgot about until right now I just pressed against my leg muscles. I woke up at, I don't know what time or whatever, just, with most intense pain in my leg muscle. And, whenever you wake up so very, randomly, I suppose, in the morning, it's quite difficult to sort of pinpoint exactly what's going on. So in my sort of confusion, I thought something very terrible happened. Nothing really terrible happened. I just got an incredible muscle cramp, I suppose, in while I was sleeping, which is not something I particularly thought could be possible while I was sleeping. I mean, yeah, you can have what we call hypnotic jerks or something. Maybe it's not hypnotic. It's something like the word hypnotic. Maybe it's like synaptic. I can't remember. Or the sort of sensations you get when you feel like you're falling in a dream, and then you just go and then you wake up. Sorry, perhaps the sound effects wasn't the best way to demonstrate. Where you just kick out your leg or whatever. You're just whoa, and you wake up. Apparently, I mean, I guess it makes sense if you can do that sort of involuntary jerk moments, which movement, I suppose, which kind of wakes you up. I suppose it does make sense that you can get a muscle cramp sort of while you're sleeping. But as I understand it, when you're sleeping, what happens is your brain releases these chemicals or whatever to I'm not sure the best way to put it, but turn your muscles inactive or something. It's not shut off your muscles. That's not. I don't think that's how biology quite works, but. Sort of thing where it makes it rather impossible, I suppose, to move your muscles while you're sleeping, because where you're sleeping, who knows exactly what could happen. Your body doesn't really want you injuring yourself through that matter, which is kind of why it happens in the first place, as I understand it, which is kind of why sleep paralysis is a thing. It's where you wake up but you haven't woken up enough from your deep sleep such that your body realizes that your muscles should be moving again or something. So then that transition period where your body sort of just freezes up your muscles and you can't move, but you're also kind of still sleeping, which is, I guess, how the hallucinations sort of come in. I don't really know. Not a sleep expert, mind you. Just sort of my knowledge here and there of this sort of thing. I don't know which of these tulips is a legitimate one, so I guess we'll get rid of this one. But yeah, it was a rather intense pain. I mean, you know how muscle cramps are, but at the moment you're just this is the worst pain I've ever felt. Well, actually, maybe not, And I suppose I've been fortunate that I haven't had to go through... I haven't been through extreme physical pain or anything before, but muscle spasms are kind of just cramps, sorry, not spasms, are just very much it feels like you can't move your leg. I don't know what about it makes it such an intense pain, and I'm not exactly sure what a cramp is in particular. And the more I think about it, the weirder it gets, doesn't it? Because okay, so I have a rather rudimentary knowledge, I suppose, of human biology and all that. I actually completely forgot what my missions were. Hold on. Catch bugs, seashells, chop wood, deep sea diving. Okay, let's do some deep sea diving and get some seashells. But yeah, isn't it pain is something by your nerves just being overly activated or something? It's effectively it's just a warning signal. Oh, it's not the body suit. A warning signal to your brain being yo, you should stop doing whatever's doing this to cause bodily pain, because that might damage your body and be bad for our chances of survival, etc., etc. It's a evolved instinct, and a rather good one at that. Because you hear about people who've not evolved, but who've been born without a sensation of touch or pain or whatever. They can do some utterly crazy things, they can pick up boiling pans of water, and obviously because they don't feel pain, they don't really react to it. But obviously that's a very dangerous thing, because you might forget. You're the stove's accidentally on. You might accidentally put your hand on the hubcap or something and end up giving yourself pretty bad burns because you didn't realise. perhaps not the greatest example, because I'd imagine most people don't sort of randomly go around leading on the not hubcaps, what are they called, like the stave tops, I suppose. But still, things like that are rather dangerous. Not being aware, I suppose, of sensations like that. You would have thought though that the body would be able to evolve it such that it's not like a pain sensation, but just like a warning sensation. You know, like the sensation. I'm trying to think of a good sensation, like maybe something like the sense of dizziness, but it's not like debilitating, but it is like, you know, not great at the same time. I don't know. Some people, I suppose it depends on your mileage and how much you, not like how much you like getting dizzy, how much you can tolerate getting dizzy. Unless there's people out there who actually like enjoy getting dizzy. I can't say I'm one of them. I would say I don't really enjoy it, but it doesn't like put me off that much unless I'm like extremely nauseous. But nausea through dizziness is not all that bad, for me personally. I won't speak on your behalf, of course. Where was I going with this? I was like, why does it have to be such a strong response? Now, the obvious answer is it has to be such a strong response. Otherwise, you know, if your body could sort of just like easily overwrite the pain response and just be like, oh, you know, I'm just going to continue doing the thing which is causing me pain anyway, probably would not be a great sort of survival instinct, right? It's pretty crazy. Anyway, muscle cramps, not great. But, you know, I got it sorted. Well, once I figured out what was going on, you know, I just like stretched the muscle when it was okay, you know. It's sort of like you had to lean into the pain a little bit more for everything to be sorted out. Forward. Okay, we got enough seashells. Let's go Brewster, and then I guess we'll go sell this stuff. Yeah, what was I going to say about this? I don't remember. If I had more things I wanted to add about that. This is when, you know, muscle cramps, I wouldn't say I get them particularly often or anything, but, you know, the times you get them, you kind of remember them. Like, one time, I was in the university rowing club for, like, the first term or two. Was I good at it? No. But it was like a rather traditional thing about university that a lot of people, a lot of freshers, as they call it, do. So, you know, I tried it for a term, and then, you know, I somehow got roped into doing another term, despite being, in my opinion, I was utterly atrocious. I don't have a lot of, like, brute, like, raw strength or whatever. I mean, my technique, I thought was okay, but perhaps it's not okay. I don't really know how things go like that. I'm not that athletic a person, and the things I am good at athletic-wise tend to not be so much to do with athletic ability. Unless it's sprinting. For some reason, I'm very fast at sprinting, and I have no idea. No concept of why. But I tend to be I like to think a bit more technique focused, but perhaps I'm not as coordinated as I like to think. I'm not really sure. I put myself as average in most categories, and probably average to below average to average. Hold on, that's the way around the scale goes. But yeah, did a bit of rowing, and then oh, Blavis is here. This is a new guest. What you got to say, Blavis? Good day, dear. This cafe has been a boon to our museum. It tickles my talent to see so many visitors among our exhibits. I'm surprised Brewster doesn't say anything about what sort of brew they're getting, you know? Be cool to see what beans you like, Brewster. I mean, it's not like we really get an option of what sort of coffee blend to use. Well, I must be getting back to work. I suppose this must be how you stay awake. Well, try to stay awake, I suppose. All the time, especially in the morning. It's a tireless job working as a museum creator 24/7. That's pretty cool. See a rooster. I wonder how many rooster visitors we're at now. Actually, we can just check. I don't know. I'm asking you like a hypothetical question you cannot answer. Well, maybe you can answer, in which case, whoa. It'd be like a crit roll stats, except for Dear Darling's Animal Crossing stats. What's this? Oh, I haven't made food. I see. Where is the Brewster one? I suppose we should start doing some more of these missions, but I just can't be bothered, I'll be perfectly honest. Where's the Brewster one? I feel like I might be slightly blind. I would have thought it would be with all the new ones, but it's not up there. I think I'm blind. Gyro. I can't see anything to do with Brewster stuff. Unless I already... Oh, here we go. 39 at 50. Okay, so, a few more and we'll get it done. But yeah, oh yeah, so I did rowing. I mean, one of the things we did in one of his evenings was, like, I forget exactly what it was. I'm not sure if it was like interval training or something like that, but I think it was just like a seeing what your powers, I suppose, when it comes to doing some rowing thing. I think, oh, you know what? I think it might have been a training session. I think I'm getting it confused with a different thing. I don't know why I remember so many rowing stories. I was no good at rowing. I don't even know why I did it in the first place, apart from it was just what a thing people did. No, but you know, we basically had to do some very intense sort of like rowing thing or whatever, and you know, I did it, and I was like, okay, after this, I need to go like meet up with some friends to play some D&D because that's what we organised in advance. And to be fair, the D&D session was organised, I believe, before the rowing thing was. So you know, I did it, and then I went to the train. I was like, hey, so, I'm sorry, but like I had to leave, and I promised some friends I'd meet. And she was like, oh yeah, it's fine. You did your thing, and you're good. I'm like, okay, perfect. So I left, and I remember when I was walking backwards. What the heck is that item? That's like a Metroid tank or something. I was walking back to town, I suppose, and I remember I was just walking up the stairs, and then suddenly I just got like the most intense cramps in like both my leg muscles at exactly the same time. It was so intense I had to actually just like stop there, like on the stairs. I had to get a stop and sit down basically. Luckily it was like 9 PM, so no one was walking around the riverbank at the time, I suppose, to see me just basically taking a break, walking back from the river, because it was probably the most intense muscle cramp I ever got. Because it was like both legs. It was literally I just stopped walking. I just couldn't go on anymore. It was rather intense, but then stretch your legs. Probably due to the fact I probably didn't stretch or something afterwards, or maybe I didn't stretch beforehand. I forget which one you're meant to do to not get muscle cramps. As you can see, I'm not very well versed in the sporting areas, but it was rather painful to deal with. But and managed to make it back through a rather painful walk backwards. And you're like, when you're on sort of like the afterglow, I suppose, of having a muscle cramp, your muscles feel really weird, don't they? It's just like it's like a weird. I don't know how to describe that sensation. It's like you've done a load of exercise, I suppose, and it's like the ache you get in the muscles, I suppose, after you do something like that. Except for instead of you getting the not refreshing situation, but rewarding feeling, I suppose, of having a good exercise, having a good workout, or whatever. You're just like, oh, I did nothing, and somehow my muscles cramped up or whatever. Muscles, complicated things. Is it like muscles get like tight? I don't want to say something which I don't actually know if it's true or not, but here I am doing it anyway. It's like muscles get like tied up in, not literally tied up in knots, but there's things like called muscle knots or whatever. Because I remember, again, back in the rowing days, I suppose, there was like this muscle roller thing which you can like roll your legs on to try and like. I remember the trainer being like, get the muscles or something out of your knots out of your muscles or whatever, which you could do after like a rowing session. I don't really remember. I mean, I don't remember all that much about rowing. Because I was not particularly well versed in it in the first place. Of course, it's Monday, so we should go to Harv's Island and we'll have a refreshed stock, won't we? What was I going to say about it? I don't know. And perhaps that's why. Perhaps that's a self-fulfilling prophecy, Don't do all that much exercising, and eventually, causing it more likely to get muscle cramps. Being like, oh, now I don't want to do as much exercise, etc., etc., and it just goes down, 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 down. It's a endless vicious cycle. Obviously, the easy way to just break cycles is to be like, oh, just like get over it, I suppose. So this is a bit of a really random tangent for actually, we should clear up these flowers, I think, first before we head on over to Harv's Island. Hello, Raymond. I don't think we spoke for a while. But it's like, is there like a supervillain or maybe even a superhero who has like control over like muscle cramps or something? It's like sorry, I don't know why this came to mind. There should be like a supervillain who has like a superpower, would be like to inflict like muscle cramps or something onto people, like psychically or somehow. It's debilitating, It's nothing closer to a real life stun, I suppose. Well, actually, it's not really a stun. I guess it's more like a snare. You can't move your muscles. I wish I knew more about muscles to really understand what cramps even are. I assume it's muscles like seizing up or something and being unable to like contract or relax. Wait, is it unable to contract or unable to relax? Oh, is it? Wait, hold on. I'm channeling my inner child, probably reading something about muscle cramps ages ago. Channeling back to 50 questions kids ask. For some reason, I remember now. There's a question: is what is a Charlie horse? And I believe a Charlie horse is just another name for like a leg cramp, but specifically in the, it's not the thigh region, the hamstring, I think. No, wait, isn't that Charlie horse when you pull a muscle? What's the difference between pulling a muscle and a muscle cramp? Obviously they feel very different, but I mean like on a biomechanical level. Damn, the human body's like really complicated. Who came up with it? We should have simplified it down. But I remember there was a question in that book being like, what is a Charlie horse? I remember. No, I don't know why I remember it so well, except because there was like a picture of a child and they had like a horse in their hamstring or whatever. Like a tiny like toy drawing of a horse, obviously. And it was a drawing of a child, mind you, as well. All these illustrations, you know? I say my visual understanding, well, maybe not visual understanding, but a good visualization. That's perhaps why I remembered it so well. And before you go, oh, you know, visual learning style's not a thing. Okay, yeah, you know, got that. It was not what I was saying. You probably didn't even say that anyway. I'm cutting out the straw man before they appear. What was I saying? I don't even remember what I was saying. I think I went on a bit of a tangent and I didn't really know where I was going with it. Oh yeah, no, Charlie horse. I can't remember. I think it was some. This is my guess as an amateur biologist, and by amateur I mean even less than amateur. I guess like not even novice, because a novice would, I suppose, insinuate that I've been like training for it or anything. Not been doing any of that. Just a utter guess. But pulling a muscle is when like you over stretch a muscle such it can't contract anymore, maybe. Having a muscle spasm when, well, muscle spasm is when it involuntarily contracts and relaxes, and a muscle cramp is when it contracts and it can't relax anymore or something. I have no idea if that's true. This is where you go on Wikipedia and, well, actually Wikipedia is going to have such technical terms, it's going to be rather difficult to understand, I think. This is where you go on like simple English Wikipedia or something, which I think is a thing. I don't know if that's a thing. I feel like a Wikipedia is going through financial tough times. I can't imagine a simple English wiki is doing much better. What is a muscle? Whoa, okay, what is a muscle knot? I need like a diagram. Painful or tender spot on a muscle feels tight and sore. Stretched muscle fiber, contracted knot. Healthy muscle fiber. So it's like a contracted muscle knot? WebMD. Is WebMD the site which is just like tells you you've got like some serious illness, even with mild symptoms? That's a type of spasm that causes a small portion of muscles to tense up. The tension can often be painful when a muscle's been irritated by repetitive motion. There's a type of spasm that causes a small portion of muscles to tense up. Okay, so a muscle knot is just a mini spasm. Okay, so what is a muscle cramp? Probably also another type of spasm, right? But just on a larger scale. Sorry. Oh, I don't mean to stop this conversation. This way you go on images. You look for diagrams. What the heck is it? Z line, M line, calf muscle? Time for takeoff. Sorry. No, I need like a hamstring cramp. Calf muscle at rest. Calf muscle contracts when flexed. Calf muscle doesn't relax, causing cramp. How did I know? How did I know? I don't know how I knew actually. Probably I read it at some point. Is this continuously flexing? I wonder what causes that on like a biological scale. This one's fake, right? Because it's got an earring. Wait, it doesn't have an earring. Wait, is this a legitimate Nefertiti bust? Finally, that's actually one of the ones on the list. Red, you've done good today for this week. That would bring us down to like 8 or something. Wait a minute, wasn't there another painting I got recently? Which I was meant to donate to the museum, but I never did. Am I losing my mind? Get items from storage. Where would I be? The bottom of this, right? Isn't it one of these I was meant to donate? Hold on, let me get my little notepad out so I can see exactly which ones we are missing. Get rid of this muscle cramp. I don't care about muscle cramps anymore. That's old hat. No, hold on. Is it wall mount? Are they wall mounted? So is this alphabetical? It is alphabetical. Not statues. Scenic, moving, worthy, proper, calm, wild. Okay, so it's not calm. What's next? Proper? No, moving. This is fake because it doesn't have trees. Okay. Maybe this is the one I got confused in. Proper? Not there. Scenic? I could have sworn. Why do we have so many of these fake ones? Warm. Worthy? Wild. I don't know. I don't know which one I had in mind, but it doesn't seem to be any of them. A lot of those do seem to be fake as well. I'm trying to think of other muscle cramp stories, but they're not very interesting. But I don't know if has this ever happened to you? No, but I feel like every time I get a muscle cramp, when I'm actually like consciously awake for it, I seem to be able to predict when it's coming, you know? It's because it's not something you think about very often, but it's something, maybe it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy sort of thing. I think in my brain it'd be like, oh man, I feel like a muscle cramp's gonna come, or, I just randomly think about a muscle cramp, and then suddenly I just get like a muscle cramp or whatever. You know what craziest part about it is something I discovered when I was younger, is I can induce muscle cramps in myself if I, which I suppose probably most people can't, but it seems like a weird thing to be able to do. Like if I like, it's not even quite the same as just like flexing a muscle. You got to flex it in quite right way, but I can only ever do it in my hamstrings. not that I particularly recommend it, because I don't like the pain. I suppose it comes with it. But it's not actually just in my hamstrings. I had it in my toes before, which is the weirdest part. And like, my toes got like locked in a certain position due to them like contracting, and that became quite difficult. Except for the toes are quite small, they're a lot easier to, I suppose, stretch out again. Hamstrings are a little bit more difficult, especially when the cramp sort of makes your body like actively refuse. What would stop the stretch? Not stop the stretch, stop the cramp in the first place, You know what else you think of when I say cramp? The cramp twins. I don't know why I said that so weirdly. Twins. The cramp twins, Wayne and Cody. I don't remember his name. Hold on. It doesn't. I feel like it's not Cody. Cramp twins. Lucian? What? I don't remember that. Dorothy Cramp. Horace Cramp. No, who's that little tiny person? Tony. He's a swamp child. I remember something about swamps, yeah. I don't really understand. I'm looking at the images. What a weird show this was, huh? What a bizarre thing. What was going on in Cramp Twins? Anyway. What should we do? I guess I'll farm Nook Mile missions. Yeah, I guess we will. It's not, we don't really got much to be doing right now. We could be decorating, but honestly I can't be bothered. Is the black and white answer to that. Go, Rowan's thinking about something. Oh, have we found our crafter yet? We should find out whoever's crafting. Rowan is thinking. Of course, we are promptly ignoring our villagers unless it's tank thinking, because theoretically the newest villager cannot leave, but we are putting that theory, I suppose, to the test. Because perhaps it's just a low probability for him not being able to leave. Because I also swear I read something ages and ages and ages ago, where one of the, back when New Horizons was very popular, one of the data miners was like, they looked into the code and they saw a flag for like the newest villager could not move out or whatever, but it was like not an activated flag, you get me? I don't know if I made it up or not. So I guess farming Nook Mile missions is a little bit pointless in the first place, but we're doing it anyway. Just in case we ever need to go on a fauna hunt. Oh, I forgot about Happy Home Paradise yesterday where we found fauna. But Boris was very insistent on us doing his decoration, which, fair enough. Ask and ye shall receive. But yeah, apart from that, let's sort of vibe out, I know. I mean, Muscle Cramps isn't a very, great thing to vibe out about. Like, I don't mean to be doing that. I can still feel it, that sort of, residual ache or weird pain I've got my left hamstring. That I felt. An ornament mobile? Oh, like a Christmas ornament mobile. What else should I talk about? I'm doing a Babazu Fawnhallow art. I will say currently, it's a bit strange, because I'm looking at it, I'm drawing at it, it doesn't look like Dee. I can't put my finger on why, but she doesn't look like what she normally looks like, and I don't know what I've done differently. Actually, I think it's because I made muzzle too small. But it's a cute outfit. She kind of looks like Ah, what's that Japanese mascot? Like a cinnamon roll? Is that it? That doesn't sound right. Like, you know, maybe it's like marshmallow or something? So, a rabbit, hold on. It's a Sanrio rabbit. What's her name? Or his name? What's their name? Sanrio rabbit. Not that rabbit. This one. It is Cinnamo roll. Kind of looks like Cinnamo roll, currently. Which I guess is kind of cute. I did want to go on a more cuter spin, I suppose, with Babba's you. Because Babba's pretty cute, right? Just a little bit of adorable blob. But I guess I'm doing that. I don't know when I need to get that done by. I should probably check, because it's almost been the last episode of Talis Principle. I believe we're very close to the end. It might be this Friday, actually. Oh no, the next episode is the last episode. Wow, Babba's you starts on Christmas Eve. I guess I ought to get that done. Yeah, I mean, I'm just drawing some Fawnhallow out. I've not worked on it for very long. It's only been about 20 minutes, to be honest. I haven't finished the sketch yet, but it's almost done. I mean, Babba's you have a simple art style, so I'm not going to be particularly worried about not getting it done in time. Whoops, it's a random swing. I wonder if I should shade it or not. Because Babba you doesn't have any shading, right? Yeah, I guess I shouldn't shade it. That'd be weird. Doing something without shading. Very much match the art style where I can, to a certain extent. Not gonna completely change what D looks like. I will say at some point I should make like a reference sheet for D. So I don't have to, so my reference sheet isn't just like this oh, hello, Lily of the Valley. So my reference sheets aren't just like random old, like drawings I've done of it. Old thumbnail arts. I feel like a proper reference sheet would be rather useful. One might say, one might think, and one might believe. Anyway, I don't know what I was going on all about. Let's catch a few more bugs, and then we'll probably just round off this episode here. And I'll probably be recording a Happy in Paradise episode after this. Maybe. Because I do need to. Because I don't think I should be recording something particularly on Christmas Day or Boxing Day, because we'll be rather busy on those days. And possibly even Christmas Eve, so maybe I'll record Happy in Paradise today, tomorrow, and the day after. I don't really know. So if anything, I might just round off this episode here after we caught this fifth bug. Turns out I didn't really have much to talk about, muscle cramps and all that. And we'll have a very vibey out Happy in Paradise episode, if you couldn't tell by the fact my voice right now. I'm just here to vibe. I'm just here to have a good time. And hopefully you are as well. And if you're not, I can only apologise. But we are looking for one more bug. You know what we should do? Why don't we just shake trees until we find a wasp, sir? It's probably the easiest way to get another bug. Well, that's not a wasp. I guess I'll take it. A sea globe. Money. Again. Ah, okay. I guess a bagworm works too. Okay, anything we can keep a bagworm as well. One more? One more. Christmas bauble. It's not really what I had in mind. We don't really have many trees out and about, so it's going to be quite difficult to even find them. I wonder what happens when you don't have enough trees to spawn. Ooh, bug. When you don't have enough trees to spawn like the things in. Ain't that a bit strange? Have we got a damselfly one? I think we got damselfly one. Anyway, that's enough Nook Bar Mission farming for today. Probably. Let us round this episode off here. So, if you haven't been watching, thank you very much. It's been Animal Crossing New Horizons. I've been Dear Darling. Likes, comments, subscription, shares are greatly appreciated. Join me, Dear Darling, Discord, follow me on Twitter down below. Hope to see you again, but now it's our farewell. So until next time, Lily. Bye bye for now.